उपकार आशिल्लो आनी आयज खोस भोगता आयज मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून तुमच्या समोर उलयता। सगळ्यात पयली नव्या वर्साच्यो सगळ्यांक शुभेच्छा आनी लेजिस्लेचर डेच्या फंक्शनाक आमच्या मदीं हाजीर आसात गोंय राज्याचे सभापती माननीय श्री राजेश पाटणेकर, गोंय राज्याचे विरोधी पक्ष नेते माननीय दिगंबर कामत, आमचे लेजिस्लेचर मिनिस्टर माविन गुदिनो, आमचे उपसभापती बाबिजदोर फर्नांडीस आनी लेजिस्लेचर फोरमचे पदाधिकारी बाब सदानंद मळीक, एक्स मिनिस्टर बाब विक्टर गोन्साल्वीस आनी मोहन आमशेकर, उपस्थिता पैकी आसपी माजी मुख्यमंत्री आनी प्रेजेंट MLA बाब चर्चिल आल्लेमांव, माजी उपमुख्यमंत्री आनी प्रेजेंट MLA बाब सुदीन ढवळीकर, माजी मंत्री आनी प्रेजेंट MLA मॅडम एलिना साल्डाना आनी आतांचे आमदार बाब प्रसाद गांवकर, उपस्थिता पैकी खूब जाण माजी उपमुख्यमंत्री आसात, माजी मंत्री आसात, माजी आमदार आसा, माजी सभापती आसात, माजी उपसभापती आसा, सगळ्यांक हांव लेजिस्लेचर डेच्यो शुभेच्छा दिता आनी म्हाज्या हस्ते ज्यांचे फेलिसिटेशन जाले ते माजी मंत्री आनी माजी MP श्री गोपाळराव मयेकर आनी श्री गजानन रायकर हांचें हांव अभिनंदन करता। लेजिस्लेचर फोरमाच्या वतीन तांचें फेलिसिटेशन केलें। हांव फाटले फावटी लेजिस्लेचर डेक सभापती आसतना फेलिसिटेशन कार्यक्रम हो सुरू जालो आनी कालांतरान लेजिस्लेचर फोरमान तो कार्यक्रम चालू दवरला, त्या बद्दल हांव तेंचें अभिनंदन करता आनी अशाच पद्दतीचें फेलिसिटेशन करपाचें। म्हणजे एवरी लेजिस्लेचर डेक 64 ताज्या उपरांतचे प्रत्येक एसेंब्लींतले 67 अशे प्रत्येक एसेंब्लींतले जे हयात आसा आनी हयात ना हांचें फेलिसिटेशन हे लेजिस्लेचर फोरमाच्या वतीन जावप हें अत्यंत गरजेचें आसा, जेणे करून आमी तेंच्यांनी केल्लें कार्य याद करता आनी निदान आमी म्हणटा की फुडें येवपी आमदार आनी प्रेजेंट आमदार हांकां प्रेरणा मेळटा की तांच्या तरेन अशाच पद्दतीचें कार्य करप हें अत्यंत गरजेचें आसा। म्हाका दिसता लेजिस्लेचर आसत, कॅबिनेट आसत किंवा हे आमी लोकशायेंतली उच्च स्थान आसा आनी हे लोकशायेंतलें उच्च स्थान आमी सदोदीत मानाचें आसता। म्हणजे इट इज अन डिसायडींग ऑथॉरिटी, इट इज डिसायडींग बॉडी। कायदे करप, कायद्याचें पालन करता काय ना हें पळोवप हें सगळें तांच्या हातान आसता। त्या ती ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट फॉर द कॅबिनेट, ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट फॉर द लेजिस्लेचर हो एटलिस्ट म्हाका दिसता आमच्या पासून सुरू जावप अत्यंत गरजेचो आसा। ना जाल्यार खरें हाज्या कडेन पळयता आसतना लोकांचो दृश्टिकोन बदलूं शकता। ताच्या खातीर आमी रिस्पेक्ट दवरप हो खूब म्हत्वाचो आसा आनी त्या दृश्टीन प्रयत्न जावप हें अत्यंत गरजेचें आसा। फाटले एक्स MLA हांच्या पर्यंत जशें म्हणटा की तांच्या लेखणींतल्यान आजुनूय कार्य बाब गजानन रायकर, गोपाळराव मयेकर आनी आनिकूय एक्स MLA शंभूभाऊ बांदेकर आसा जे कंटिन्युअसली बरयता। बाकीचे केन्ना केन्ना बरयतात बट कंटिन्युअसली बरोवपी पैकी शंभूभाऊ बांदेकर आसा, मुद्दामून याद करता। आनी हांव एक मुद्दामून सांगता, तुमी जे कंटिन्युअसली बरयता वीच इज सजेशन इन पेपरांतल्यान सरकार ताची दखल घेता। रिगार्डींग रिसेंटली एक्स मिनिस्टर बाब सदानंद मळीक हांच्यांनी CAA संदर्भात बरयल्लो लेख, हांवें सिटीजन अमेंडमेंट एक्ट ह्या संदर्भात बरयल्लो लेख हांवें ताची दखल घेतल्या। कारण हांवें मुद्दाम म्हणजे एकदां कशें दिसता आमी बरयता हेची सरकार दखल घेयना काय कितें अशें थोड्या जाणांक दिसता, बट ना, प्रत्येक जो बरयलें वयता पब्लिकली सुद्दां, म्हणजे तुमी डायरेक्टली जरी बरोवंक ना, पब्लिकली जरी बरयलें आसत जाल्यार ताची दखल सरकार घेता आनी ताजेर इम्प्लिमेंटेशन हें 100% इम्प्लिमेंटेशन जाता अशें हांव म्हणना, बट एटलिस्ट इम्प्लिमेंटेशन प्रोसेस जो आसा हो सुरू जाता। ताच्या खातीर हांव सदोदीन तुमची सगळी सजेशन्स MLAs, एक्स MLAs तर बरयता ऑलवेज आनी तेजें इम्प्लिमेंटेशन आमी करपाचो प्रयत्न करता, बट विशेश करून म्हणजे एक्स MLAंचे मेळप खूब कमी जाता किंवा आमी सहसा म्हणजे फ्रिक्वेंटली मेळप जायना। बट तुमी तुमच्या पर्यंत म्हाका धाडिल्लीं पत्रां आसतलें, मेल आसतलो किंवा बाकीच्या पद्दतीत ही गोंय म्हणजे विकासाच्या दृश्टीन आमी फुडें वयता आसतना तुमची सजेशन्स ही सदोदीत वेलकम आसा, मागीर ती खंयच्याय बाबतींत आसूनी। आमी म्हणटले की इट इज इन द गव्हर्नन्स, अदरवायज इट इज एडवायज फॉर द गव्हर्नमेंट, इट इज ऑलवेज वेलकम। मागीर ती इकॉनॉमिक्सच्या बाबतींत आसतली किंवा ती एग्रीकल्चरच्या बाबतींत आसतली, ताजें इम्प्लिमेंटेशन करपाचो आमचो सदोदीत प्रयत्न आसतलो। आणि त्या दृष्टीन तुमची सगळी सजेशन्स तुम्ही कळोवची हे हांव तुमचे कडेन मागतां. हाच्या सुवाळ्याचेर हांव चड उलयना, कारण ऑपोजिशन लिडर, लेजिस्लेचर मिनिस्टर हांच्यांनी वेगवेगळे विशय ह्या आपल्या परीन मांडल्या. मागीर ते इकॉनॉमीक स्लो डावन पासून गोंयांत आसलेल्यो वेगवेगळ्यो समस्या. बट आज मुद्दाम म्हणून म्हणजे तुमच्या सगळ्यांच्या समोर हांव दुख्ख व्यक्त करता. आमच्या देशाची संपत्ती 4 वाघ जे नश्ट जाले, हांव पयरच्यान डिस्टर्ब आसा खरें सांगप म्हणजे. म्हाका पयलो वाघ जेन्ना हें जाला म्हणून कळ्ळो तेन्ना म्हाज्या मनांत पाल चुकचुकली की उरलेले वाघ हे जिवंत आसतले काय कितें. हें खरोखर म्हणजे थंय 4 वाघ येवन गेल्ल्याचें कळयलें, पण ते 3य वाघ आसतले काय ना हाजी म्हाजी मनांत पाल चुकताली म्हणटा तशी. आनी दुर्भाग्य आमचें की ते 3 वाघ जे आसा हांचोय मृत्यू जालो. बट हाजी दखल राज्य सरकारान घेतल्याच, केंद्र सरकारानूय घेतल्या. हाज्या फुडें अशा पद्दतीचे इन्सिडंट जावचे न्ही, किंवा आमी खरें पयलीं आमचे प्रयत्न आसताले कोणाची एखादी गाय किंवा कितें जालें आसत जाल्यार पटकन थंयसर वचून तांकां मेळोन. बट हांवें ऑलरेडी म्हणजे हांवें पयरूच इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स दिल्ली की एखाद्याचें कितेंय जर अशा पद्दतीचो इन्सिडंट जालो म्हणून कळ्ळो जाल्यार ताका मदत करपाची पावर्स ही डायरेक्टली PCCFाक दिल्या. म्हणजे तेणी सोमतीच वचून ताका मदत करप. आनीक ना जाल्यार म्हणजे एखाद्याच्या मनांत कितेंय येवन, हांव म्हणना की कंटिन्युअसली, बट ताजेर इन्क्वायरी चालू आसा. ज्या दोग-तीग लोकांकूय आमी धरल्या ताजेर थोरो इन्वेस्टिगेशन जातलें. अनलेस एंड अंटील आमकां हैदराबादच्यान रिपोर्ट्स जो पर्यंत येयना की तेणी कशा पद्दतीचे विश आसा हें घेतलेलें, तो पर्यंत ताजेर पूर्ण आनी हातूंतल्यान कोणूच सुटलो वयचो ना. अशा पद्दतीची राष्ट्राची संपत्ती जाका आमी म्हणटा ही नश्ट करप शक्य ना. त्या खातीर आमी लोकांक गायड करपाक जाय. आमी त्या क्षेत्रांत रावता म्हळ्यार एखाद्याची जर कितेंय नुकसान जालें आसत जाल्यार सरकारा कडल्यान ताका नुकसान भरपाई ही निश्चितच दिली वयतली. आनी जे व्याघ्र क्षेत्रांत रावता सरकाराचो प्रयत्न आहा की तांकां दुसरे कडेन सेटल करपाचें. हांवें ऑलरेडी म्हणजे फॉरेस्ट मिनिस्टर हांव सगळ्यांक म्हणना, बट अति दुर्गम भागांत रावपी लोक आसा. हांवें आत्तां ज्यो इन्सिडंट्साची म्हायती घेतली, इट इज एन मादई वायल्ड लायफ सँच्युरीन, म्हणजे आमी जे व्याघ्र क्षेत्र म्हणून डिक्लेअर्ड करपाचें तितूर वीच इज ओन्ली द 2 फॅमिलीज हे कंटिन्युअसली थंय रावता. हांवें पयर म्हाज्या लक्षांत आयना फुडें सांगलें की वी वॉन्ट टू शिफ्ट देम एनी हाव वी वॉन्ट टू कन्विन्स देम. आतां पूर्ण गांव थंयसर वायल्ड लायफ सँच्युरीन आसा, दॅट इज अ डिफरंट स्टोरी. बट अति दुर्गम भागांत जर रावता आसत जाल्यार त्या लोकांक शिफ्ट करप हें अत्यंत गरजेचें. सरकाराची तशी तयारी आसा तांकां शिफ्ट करपाची. आमी तांकां योग्य त्या ठिकाणी रावपाची, इवन दो तांची गर्व आसतली बाकी तेज्या खातीर प्रोविजन करून दिवपाचें प्रोविजन जें आसा हें ऑलरेडी करपाची तयारी आसा. त्या ती आमी सगळ्यांनी मेळोन सुद्दां अशा पद्दतीचे दुर्मीळ भागांत एखादें दुसरें घर, फॅमिली सामके ट्रायबल कम्युनिटींतले आसत किंवा आनी खंयचे आसत जर रावता आसत, आमी इन्सिस्ट करपाक जाय की तुमी थोडेशे लोकॅलिटीन येवन रावात. त्या खातीर सरकार पूर्णता तांकां सेटल करपाची तयारी ही सरकाराच्या बाबतींत सरकार घेवपाची तयारी आसा. आनी हांवें ऑलरेडी PCCFाक इन्स्ट्रक्शनूय दिलां. म्हणजे म्हाज्या म्हायती प्रमाणे की आत्तां आमी फायंड आवट केलां आनी एक 5-6 कडेन अशे अति दुर्गम भागांत रावता तांकां आमी रिसेटल दुसऱ्या जाग्यार करुया. कारण तेंच्याय जिवाक धोको आसता. आमकां तेंचोय जीव म्हत्वाचो आसा. तांच्याय जिवाक अशा पद्दतीन रावप हो धोको आसता. त्या खातीर तांकां शिफ्ट दुसऱ्या जाग्यार करप हाजी जबाबदारी सरकार घेतले. शेवटी म्हणजे राष्ट्राची संपत्ती, राज्याची संपत्ती ही आमची सगळ्यांची संपत्ती आसा. हांव नॉट ओन्ली म्हणजे सगळ्या बाबतींत उलयता आसतना सांगतलो. म्हणजे ओवरऑल हांगासर आमी म्हणटा की नितळ गोंय दवरप ही जबाबदारी आमचीच आसा. त्या आमी सगळ्यांनी अशा बाबतींत जर जबाबदारी घेतलीच जाल्यार ज्या पद्दतीन आमी फुडें वयता म्हणजे डेवलपमेंट आमी फाटलीं कितलींशींच वर्सां पळयता की 2022 पर्यंत गोंयांतलें ऑलमोस्ट प्रेझेंट डेवलपमेंट जी आसा ही 100% आमी पुराय करतले. आमी जो नॅशनल हायवे म्हणटा, मोपा इंटरनॅशनल एअरपोर्ट म्हणटा, जुवारी ब्रिज म्हणटा, ही सगळी ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट पळोवपा खातीर गोंय हे 2022 खरोखरूच एक सुंदर आनी भांगराळें गोंय, विकसनशील राज्य अशा पद्दतीचें राज्य आसतलें. आनी तें स्वच्छ आनी सुंदर जर दवरतलें आसत, इट इज अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ ऑल द सिटीजन ऑफ गोवा. आमची सगळ्यांची रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आसतली. त्यानुसार आमी पावलां फुडें घालुया. लेजिस्लेचर फोरम इज डुईंग व्हेरी गुड वर्क. कारण म्हाका स्पीकर आसतना 2 वर्सां वेगवेगळ्या लेजिस्लेचर फोरम आनी वेगवेगळ्या लेजिस्लेटिव्ह असेंब्लीन वचपाची संद मेळ्ळी. कंपॅरिजन विथ द अदर लेजिस्लेचर फोरम, our legislature forum is doing very good work. I am congratulating them and also advising, my advice is for they can take one legislative forum conference. तांच्यांनी सगळ्या राज्यांतल्या लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरमांक राज्य दाखोवची. द स्पीकर कॅन टेक द इनिशिएटिव्स. हांवें फाटले फावटी तो इनिशिएटिव्स घेतलेलो. खरें म्हणजे फाटली आमची लोकसभा स्पीकर आसतना तिकाय हांगा इन्वायट करून तेज्या इनॉग्रेशनाक आफोवपाचो असो आमचो संकल्प आशिल्लो. बट मदल्या काळात इट इज पॉसिबल जालें ना. त्या ती लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरम कॉन्फरन्स गोंयान होस्ट करची, जेणे करून पुराय सगळ्या राज्यांतल्यान लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरमाचे लोक हांगासर येतले आनी लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरम्स कशा पद्दतीत आपल्या राज्यांत विकासाची कामां म्हण किंवा एडवायजेबल कामां किंवा इतर कामां कितें करूं शकता. दीस वील बी द रोल मॉडल. म्हणजे गोंय तांकांय दिवपाक शकतलें आनी अशा पद्दतीचें एक बरें काम गोंय राज्यांतल्यान सुरू जावचें. वीच इज म्हणजे हे काम जे आसा आमी सगळ्या उरलेल्या राज्यांक जेन्ना फॉर ऑल द स्टेट्स लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरम, कारण काही राज्यांनी लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरम ना, तो लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरम त्या राज्यांनी एस्टाब्लीश जातलो आनी देशा खातीर आमी कितें तरी कॉन्ट्रिब्युशन लेजिस्लेचर फोरमाच्या बाबतींत दिलें अशें जावचें. म्हाका दिसता स्पीकर एंड एट प्रेझेंट कमिटी दे कॅन टेक द इनिशिएटिव्स एंड दे कॅन प्लॅन द लेजिस्लेटिव्ह फोरम कॉन्फरन्स इन द स्टेट ऑफ गोवा. सरकारा कडल्यान तांकां पुराय तेको अशा पद्दतीचे कॉन्फरन्स घेवपा खातीर आसतलो. हांव परत एकदां तुमकां सगळ्यांक लेजिस्लेचर डेच्यो शुभेच्छा दिता आनी अशेंच आमी आमचे राज्याच्या विकासात सगळे जाण सहभागी आसचे हें मागता. सगळे परत एकदां नवीन वर्साच्यो शुभेच्छा. देव बरें करूं.
लेजिस्लेचर फोरमाक सदांच तुमचो तेंको मेळटा, ताज्या बद्दल धन्यवाद. जी एक तुमी अत्यंत उपयुक्त अशी सूचना आमकां केल्ली आसा की कॉन्फरन्स घेवपाच्या संदर्भांत आमी आमचे सभापती आनी अध्यक्ष यांच्या मार्गदर्शना सकयल ताचो जरूर विचार करता कमिटीन भितर आनी ते तशी फुडें पावलां उचलयता. इंडिया इमर्जिंग एज अ सुपर पॉवर इन द 21st सेंच्युरी ह्या विशयाचेर उलोवपी जांकां स्पिकरान आपयल्ले आसात ते डॉक्टर रतन शारदा हांकां विनंती करता की त्यांनी व्यासपीठावरती यावं. डॉक्टर रतन शारदा, प्लीज कम ऑन द डायस. हां ना असं ना, नो प्रॉब्लेम. अय बाय इकडे या. हांव मुख्यमंत्री मानाधिक मुख्यमंत्री हांकां विनंती करता की पुष्पगुच्छ देऊन डॉक्टर रतन शारदा यांचं स्वागत करावं. नाही हांगसरल्यान घ्या, इथूनच घ्या ना. हांव डॉक्टर रतन शारदा हांचो परिचय करून दिवपा खातीर माझी सभापती आणि माझी मंत्री बाब राजन आर्लेकर हांकां विनंती करता की त्यांनी त्यांचो परिचय करून दिवचो.
व्यासपीठार बशिल्ले सगळे मान्यवर, आता जांचे आमच्या सगळ्यांसमोर भाशण जावपाचें आसा किंवा विशय दवरपाचे आसात तांचो परिचय करून दिवपा खातीर हांव उबो आसा. डॉक्टर रतन शारदा हे मुंबयचे. तांणी पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन इकॉनॉमिक्स आनी पॉलिटिकल सायन्स हातूंत केल्लें आसा. फाटल्या कांय वर्सां पयलीं एक विश्व संवाद केंद्र आनी इंटरनॅशनल स्टडी सेंटर म्हणून एक तांणी स्थापन केल्लें आनी ताज्या माध्यमांतल्यान ते अशे इंटरनॅशनल विशय आनी कंटेम्पररी अशे विशय हांगासर घेवन ताजेर रिसर्च असो तांणी केल्लो आसा. आनी मुंबयच्या ह्या मिडिया सर्कलांत तांचें खूब मोठें नांव आसा. वेगवेगळ्या पद्दतीन विशय वेगळ्या लोकांचो रिसर्च करून तांचे मनोभुमिका समजून घेवन तो विशय आनी तो सकयल पर्यंत पावोवप अशें तांचें मुख्य काम आसा. ते स्वता पुस्तकां बरोवपी न्ही पण अनेकांची पुस्तकां तांणी एडिट केल्ले आसात. एडिट करप आनी पब्लीश करप अशें तांणी हिंदी आनी इंग्लिशींतल्यान असो तांचें मोठें योगदान आसा. स्वता ते म्युजीक लवर, एडिटर आनी त्याच बरोबर ट्रान्सलेशनां करपी अशें तांचो नांवलौकीक आसा. आतां ते सेंटर फॉर इंटरनॅशनल एज्युकेशन स्टडीज जे आसा ताजे जनरल सेक्रेटरी आसात. मुंबय एक विद्यानिधी म्हणून ग्रूप ऑफ स्कूल्स आसा तांचो फूल IT सेक्टर जो आसा ते पळयतात. मुंबय अश्यो खूब कडेन तांच्यो शाळा आसात हायर लेवला वयल्यो. त्या शाळांचो IT सेल ही इज हेडींग दॅट IT सेल आनी तांकां जे अशे आवश्यक गोश्टी आसा त्यो सगळ्यो दिता. हांव तांकां इंट्रोड्यूस करता डॉक्टर रतन शारदा.
सम्मान्य स्पीकर श्री राजेश पाटणेकर, मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर प्रमोद सावंत, लीडर ऑपोजिशन श्री दिगंबर कामत आणि पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट स्पीकर MLA सर्वांना मी अभिनंदन करतो लेजिस्लेटिव्ह डे, गोवा लेजिस्लेटिव्ह डेचं. हा दिवस फार महत्त्वाचा आहे. मला कोकणी येत नाही पण ते बोललात काही मला समजलं, तुम्ही आरामात सर्व बोललात म्हणून. पण मराठीत का अर्धा तास मी बोलू शकत नाही म्हणून मी इंग्लिशमध्ये बोलेन. आजच्या ऑन दिस डे वी मस्ट पे होमेज टू आवर फ्रीडम फायटर्स who got Goa liberated. And it's surprising that it took 15 years after independence. It's tragic for us that it took 15 years after independence to see Goa liberated. And can you imagine that while we were enjoying freedom, Goans were still under Portuguese for 15 years. Not only that, Shri Mohan Ranade, who just died recently, was in jail even after that till 1969. It's highly embarrassing. It tells us what kind of pride we had in our nation, in our freedom fighters. I hope his Atma can apologize us on today for the work he did for us. And election were held in 1963 and that is a legislative day we are celebrating today. I remember today my friend Manohar Parrikar who showed Goa what it could be, what it can be. A power hub. He had a vision for Goa. We see that vision all around even today. When you cross the Mandvi River, when you see the new viaduct coming up, all this was something that he told us how we can really, even a small state can become very big. I pay also tribute today to so many people who went through Inquisition, some who defied it, some of those unfortunate people who went under pressure and had to become Christian, but all of us are one. Our motherland is one, our land is one, our culture is one. Religion does not make any difference between what we are. A history that must be faced, whether it's India or it's Goa. The countries who reconcile with the history, whether bitter or good, become very strong. We have seen that reconciliation happening in USA, we saw that reconciliation happening in Europe and also in communist countries. And one surprising thing I was just thinking over while coming here, that in spite of being multi-religious society, especially Hindu Christians, Goa has never seen any riots. All over India we have seen riots. Why it is so? Because there is a spirit of accommodation in Goans which need to be really copied by everybody else in India. That is one of the greatest points of Goa, that we have a spirit of reconciliation. We can come together, we can solve our problems. Problems will remain. In a society, frictions do appear, but whether we take a path of violence or we take a path of reconciliation, that distinguishes between a great society and a mediocre society. We are the only nation probably which didn't have a vision of 100 years. Because for last 72 years we are still fighting with what is the vision of India or what is the idea of India. Every country has this great vision. We think in terms of 5 years to 5 years. as politicians, I'm sorry to say all the politicians are sitting here, in case of Goa, sometimes just year to year. That joke being apart, but definitely we need to think what is that particular thing, that why we cannot decide what is the idea of India. All these clashes that we see, the clashes of ideas, is because there is a section of Indians who believe that India was born on 15th August 1947, on the midnight of 14th August, by courtesy of British and by courtesy of some leaders of India. While there is a vast section of Indian society which believes we are a perennial nation, we are a nation which was at least for 10,000 documented year, was culturally one nation, although there are different kingdoms. Can we say that Goa was born on 1961, there was no culture before that? We cannot say that. Similarly, we may have been enslaved, but idea of India existed for 10,000 years. So this idea that we have to define our nationhood, we have to define what we are, this is at the root cause of whatever issues we face today. Most of them are due to this. We are as a nation are one who have given asylum to all the persecuted minorities, whether it's Syrian Christians, Muslims, Jews, a nation which has the second oldest mosque built by a Hindu king. It's a nation which celebrates St. Xavier for 500 years. We have a common spirit of Indianness. And you talk of republic. Now, India is a republic for a long time. Democracy was not taught to us. If you go back to history, panchayats and janapadas existed at the 4 BC also during Chandragupta's time, during Chanakya's time. So democracy and listening to other people's point of view, that republic of ideas existed in India much before others taught us what it is. A common spirit of Indianness that we talk about, we say in any language, तुझे आयुष्य 100 वर्ष असेल, तुला आठवण काढली आणि तू आलास. This is across every culture in India, whether you are Punjabi, whether you are a Marathi or a Goan. We don't say, here's the devil, I remember devil is here. So this spirit that we wish everybody good is something which is common to all of us. We have shopkeepers who put something extra in our balance when we buy vegetables, when we buy provisions. It only happens in India. It is called runga, something must be called in Goa also. Outside, this culture is not there. It doesn't depend whether the trader is a Hindu or a Christian, but this culture of giving something extra to the consumer is something that is inborn in our nature. We are the people who worship nature, who don't exploit nature, who worship nature and then take whatever is good for us. So for us, ecology has been an important part of our life all through. That is why we saw the least disasters. We have farming for last 6,000 years. Our lands didn't dry up. We had a western style farming in 100 years, the lands have gone barren. So there is much something good in us, in our technology that we don't really recognize. So this worship of nature, maybe we had done that way in Goa also, maybe the mining would have survived. Nobody would have gone to Supreme Court, created a ruckus, and we suddenly find the huge industry has gone down under. So this importance of nature is to be understood by us. We in performing arts, whether we are of any religion, any culture, we worship our stage, we worship our rivers, we recycle everything. From small thread to a piece of paper, the t-shirt becomes a cleaning rag, it happens something else. So we keep on using it. This recycling of nature, we are being taught today by the West, because it was a culture which was imposed on us by consumerism, and we also started wasting our nature. So this kind of wasteful economy is something that we have to avoid, and this is what we are learning now from the West, unfortunately, which is in our genes. We have a wonderful history of our agriculture, of science, metallurgy, marine engineering, metallurgy, arithmetic, medicine, all of it. And we can't say it's a hocus pocus. Dharampal, a Gandhian, started researching on these things at the age of 60 in the year 1964 and came up with a book which taught us what India is from the British documents, not from Vedas or Puranas. He picked up British documents and told us how great this nation was. It is the best education system. We had an education system which survived for thousands of years till British killed it. We had wonderful technologies which British couldn't believe. We had a wonderful, concept of time which British felt very boggled about. From a linear time, we talked about cyclical time. All these things, something that we have to keep on imagining. And still, if we say that we don't have vision, it's a problem. Claude Alvarez, our own Goan great man, he writes about Dharampal. He says, I'm paraphrasing, I don't have the exact words, but I quoted him earlier. History is a myth written by the victors. How they want us to see ourselves. If that is so, why not live by our own myths and write our own history? This is reference to what he wrote about Dharampal. What is the national vision when you talk about? British had a vision that even if they leave India, India should not become strong. So how to create a hurdle? They saw to it that Gilgit-Baltistan, which is the center of Silk Route, will not go to India. So revolt was engineered and Gilgit-Baltistan went to Pakistan. They saw to it that there was a ceasefire before India could recover the entire Jammu Kashmir. And we had this strange idea that Pakistan would understand. While we talked about very weak non-alignment issues, we talked about neither here nor there, being pro-communist bloc but not being aligned. Pakistan took advantage of this and had wonderful ties across the world and put pressure on India on every aspect, on every forum. And we were really apologetic whatever we did on international fora. We became hyphenated with Pakistan. Now that has changed under this new government. If you look at it, every time Kashmir issue was brought up, India had to go and beg to Russia to put a veto and save our skin. This time, after Article 370, when Pakistan went to UN forum, nobody stood by its side. That is the strength of diplomacy that we are doing today. We are no more unifocal. We are no more in the binaries that you are with either with US bloc or with the Russia bloc. You can be either with Iran or with Israel, or you can be either with X or Y or Z. We are tying up with everybody. It's a polar world, a multipolar world, and that is what has given great strength to us. That is why we are no more put under pressure by any foreign power. The PIO, the NRIs, the citizens who have settled outside, they were never treated as an asset. They were treated as a liability. Ask any old-timer who used to come to India, how he felt insulted when he came to India. They were unwanted. The same PIO, the same NRIs, today are the source of strength on both ways. When Modi ji does wonderful international events, it's not a marketing blitzkrieg. It is an event which tells the local nation that here is a very strong Indian community, which is wealthy, which is well educated, which is powerful, which can do a lot for your progress, and which is with me. So this strength of PIO has become a strength of diplomacy. Now people listen to you. A yoga day comes in 3 months of the new government, and 177 countries out of 180 promote it. That is the strength of Indians outside in India. We cannot forget Portuguese Prime Minister is from Goa. So this strength of our PIO has been rightly exploited by this government. It has been used to strengthen India's case in every case on every fora. So from a weak country which asks for people's help to resolve problems, now we are here, which are respected all over the world, and our community is also feeling very great. You go to any country and see how we are treated now. On economy, yes, there are issues. You cannot deny that. But why are those issues? There's a huge structural change happening. It's a structural change where we want to move away from cash-based society, where 40 to 50% was said to be running on the so-called black money or what you call parallel economy, where people never bothered about paying taxes. A big minister could say, I forgot to pay taxes. Where everywhere you could find people would say, ki kuch to dena padega. Now to imagine that you can't bribe your way into the system, and where cash is not becoming any more the lubricant that moves the economy, where GST has come which traces each and every transaction from some end to the other end, you can be caught. All these changes that have come, the banking, the way it has been exploited and the way banking is being now brought back on rail, definitely has created a problem. But for that, our earlier policies, our so-called socialist policies, license policies, MIBA policies, where everybody could say, I know this person, I can get the job done. There's an article by Shekhar Gupta where he said for the first time we say that biggest industrialist cannot escape the law, has to liquidate his assets to pay the money. It was not happening earlier on. You could talk to somebody pick up a phone and say, "Jane do isko. Don't bother him." We see the infrastructure. We see that how infrastructure has suddenly changed for better, change on surface, change in water, change in air. The waterways which are only, we thought Mandavi is the only waterway that is available in Goa. Today there are waterways across India, whether it's Ganges, whether it's other rivers, whether it's seaports. The Sagarmala concept of making the ports across India as powerful hub of tourism, when large ships could berth in Goa, that is something that is never thought about. We have river linking projects which will see to it that there is the water wars don't happen. The only government which has got a ministry for water, looking at what will happen in next 4 or 5 years. We can't imagine today that there could be water scarcity across India. It is one of the biggest threats. China is, damming the water and not allowing it to go to other countries. So where should we go? So we have a special ministry for that. At the social level, we have seen schemes for the poorest people, whether it's banking, whether it's social welfare, every kind of scheme which has provided dignity to the lowest strata of the society. So to say that all the citizens have a dignified life, whether it's a toilet, whether it's cleanliness, hygiene, which leads to better life, less of diseases. We are a youthful nation, but we are never on the sporting map. Apart from Goa's football, we hardly knew, or cricket, we hardly knew what the sports are. Today we find we are bursting with medals, we are bursting with youthful energy, whether it's a handicapped sports person, whether it's any other game. We find girls, we find boys suddenly playing games, getting world recognition. How it happens? Because we are focusing on youth. To harness the power of youth, we need to look at them in a very strong way. That is what has happened. We have taken responsibility of our own citizens, our own people. When you talk of CAA, many people told me not to talk about that. But imagine whether it's Christian or Sikh or Hindu or Buddha, in the neighboring Islamic countries, they didn't have any dignified life. Imagine every day 3 girls, minor girls from age to any age, 18, could be picked up, kidnapped, mass raped, converted. If you go to the court, they would say she's already Muslim, you cannot do much about her. Imagine 9,000 families destroyed each year. We have not forgotten Asia Bibi who had to be taken away to US to save her from the persecution. Every day there are stories. So we cannot be very heartless and say that minorities outside India who were orphans of the society, of partition, because of Liaquat Nehru Patrick said we will take care of minorities. We took care of minorities. Everybody is thriving, everybody is growing, but minorities in those countries are so hounded that the population has gone down so much that is alarming. Where they disappeared. From 18% in Pakistan to 1.6%, from 24% in Bangladesh to 6%, from thousands of Sikh families to just 4,000 Sikh families, where have they gone? Either they have been converted, bullied, or they were left. So if we were not going to take care, who was going to take care of them? So this is what CA was all about, whether to mislead people and create violence is something that is very unfortunate. But we cannot shy away from taking responsibility of our own people who are being hounded by others. We have seen that Ram Mandir happened, but it was not through legislation. The government waited for the law to take its own course. They could have pushed the legislation just like they pushed their legislation of 370, 335A, but they did not. Because Constitution is far important for us than what people claim. Constitution was amended 100 times before this government came in, 100 times. And now people are saying there is danger to Constitution. I'm very sorry to talk about that. We have seen 35A, many people don't know even today probably, that 35A, one of the biggest culprit for nearly 1 million people in Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir, not getting citizenship. People have lived in kacha houses without education, without jobs, without business, stateless citizens for 70 years. What was their fault? That those poor people, mostly SC, ST, moved from Punjab, Sialkot to Jammu Kashmir. Those who could afford, they moved to Delhi or to Punjab. 2 of them became prime ministers. Inder Kumar Gujral, Manmohan Singh ji come from the same district. But these people who moved to Jammu Kashmir by mistake, they are suffering for last 70 years. The Gurkhas, about 1 lakh who went to Jammu Kashmir in 1846, they were not given citizenship. There were people from Pak occupied Jammu Kashmir who are basically Kashmiris, they never got the citizenship. There was an area Cham which was handed over to Pakistan in 1971 after the 1971 huge victory. A land was given to Pakistan, and those 8,000 families came to India because they were displaced. They never got anything more than 5,000 rupees for all the trouble they took for India. So this is what has gone, which has been corrected by this this legislation. Having done all this, I have just given an overall picture what has happened so far and how this government has changed the narrative and how this government has become very boldly positive about India, about its future, about its economy, about social structuring, and as you say, justice for all, but appeasement for none. This particular approach, what has it done? So what India looks like in 21st century, a nation that will be led by young and youthful politicians who have future in their eyes, not old fuddy-duddies of 80 years who will decide what younger in India will do. It's a confident, self-assured nation talking to the world on its own terms. We no more look behind Russia kya bolega, America kya bolega, Iran kya bolega, Pakistan kya bolega. That is gone. It is a nation which is taking care of security. We know that Manohar Parrikar ji was a defense minister, and we know that for years there was no strength to Air Force. There are no jackets for the soldiers under the excuse that we don't want any corruption. And all this has to be covered up by this new government. So this securing the borders and taking due action against people who are aggressors, who are disturbing us in unpredictable manner. That's the surgical strike we talk about. We talk about how the unequal answer was given to these countries. We are a nation which is ready to own our own people, our past, our future. We are a nation which is going to be third biggest economy in the world, and people are queuing up to invest in India. It's a nation will be healthy in every aspect, a nation that can take care of its rich and the poor. It will become a Vishwaguru with this vision of Sarve Pi Sukhi Santu, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Let everybody be happy. Let everybody be healthy. And Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, I wish in Marathi, Vishwechi Maje Ghar. That is the vision that drives this nation today. It's a nation which is comfortable in its diversity, just as Goa is comfortable in its diversity. So let us march together, overriding religion, political differences, linguistic differences, that view the unity in our diversity and celebrate this diversity. We don't hate diversity. We don't want uniformity. We don't want a uniform culture. We don't uniform people. We want people to have those diverse cultures, those diversity, and enjoy the diversity, believing that culturally we are one. And that is how we will become Vishwaguru. We always were a soft power, great soft power. Our idea was sold to the world through our thoughts, whether it's China or whether it's Japan or Southeast Asia. We never converted people by force. We never forced our culture on anybody. As a guru of China said, thinker, he said that China was dominated by Indian thought for 1600 years without any arm being picked up. That is the strength of India. That is the strength we have to recognize, and that is what will take India forward. Thank you.